see one error, right?
Error, yes,
So will
correct.
that yeah, can we not trace what is the exact issue in SLG1 T code?
SLG1. See,
Yeah.
SLG1 is all about when you do any changes to the configuration or system log actually. Correct?
Okay. Okay.
System. We are not doing any changes to the system here. So nothing will be captured in the SLG1 regarding that.
No,
First thing.
I mean to ask, like, here you are working, right? So you might know the error, but what if we are working in place of you and we may not know where exactly to go and check
Exactly. I'll come to that. See,
invalid?
this error will not be repeated in your current scenario, first thing, because the systems where in real-time scenario where you are working would be updated according to the current patches, current support packs, first thing. Second thing, even if you apply trace ST01 trace in GRC system to find the error, you find the same error. What I'm You can find it through ST01 trace also. This error, what you are getting now, it will show that
Okay.
user has missing authorization for S underscore user underscore GRP.
Okay.
Because again I
Fine.
don't
So
want
we
to again I don't want to apply trace and waste time, so I just said this object will be the responsible one for that.
okay, Shiva. Fine.
You can find it through trace. You can just apply trace and you can find the error.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, right. Let me add here. It exactly checks for some value like 5 or something. I'm adding here all the, let me add star. Yeah, right.
But
So S
it did
underscore,
not give trigger.
yes,
Actually, the S underscore is on GRB is critical trigger for SC01 type. So
yes,
basically, we should not give 0102.
exactly. The user does not have access to SU01 here. What T codes user has access to here?
Okay.
For first thing. Second thing, I'm saying this error will not be repeated, I'm saying, in your current scenarios.
Okay.
Because this is an old
Yeah.
system, the error remained here as it is. The bug remained.
Okay. We get it. Okay.
Okay, fine. Now you try to re-log in. SU25. Continue. Yeah. There is a new screen open now. This screen, if you see the details, we are into GRC 200 with the user ID called FFID Anil. So the system has made, it has jumped into from GRC to ECC, that is GRC 200 with the user ID called FFID Anil. Now with this ID, he can do whatever he wants. Now he has access to critical T codes like SU25. He can execute this T code now. So he not only executed SU25, but also he will also try to execute some other T codes also now. Like he went to SU24. While entering into Firefighter, I gave as if I am using only SU25. But actually in reality, I have used 3 T codes. SU25, SU24 and SU22. 3 T codes have been used, which are critical T codes. Okay? Clear everyone so far? Any doubts before I proceed ahead?
Sridhar?
Yeah.
Yeah, only one doubt. after all this is executed by the FFID,
Mm-hmm.
the log is sent to FFID owner or controller automatically.
Yes.
Or for that also we have to configure MSMP.
Yes, so for automatic, if you use the word automatic, that is coming from MSMP only.
Achha.
Okay. Otherwise, everything has to be done manually.
So this log will be stored at some table.
Yes, I'll show you the log, how to check the logs and all those things now. So far till now, any doubts? Like setup, how to connect, and how to log in into Firefighter.
Yes, one more.
Yeah.
Right now we have configured only one FFID.
Yes, exactly. Only one
right?
FFID. Yes.
So one FFID can be assigned to multiple
IDs.
firefighters.
Yes. But only one user can use it at a time.
Okay, okay, so one can log in at a time. They can use at different times, but it can be assigned.
It can be assigned, but only one user can use it at a time. Let me show you. If if it is connected to multiple users, for example, let me log out. See, you can see the status is green, red color here. When the status is red color, you cannot log in with that Firefighter ID.
Login option is also grayed out.
Yes.
Okay.
Let me show you. There is one more feature actually which is enabled there. If multiple users are connected, so let me create another user called NGRC. So I have another user now. I'm just copying this ID, Anil1, normal user. So he is also assigned with the same role, which contains only two T codes, GRAC_EAM and SPM. Now let me link this ID also with the Firefighter ID. Setup. Linking can be done from either Firefighter IDs or firefighters. Now let me do it from firefighters. So here already you have an entry here. So open that regarding the FFID on Anil. So Anil is linked to FFID Anil, right? So one more entry. Here you have to put one more entry. But whereas in this Firefighter IDs, in the same entry you need to enter FFID entry, open it, and then assign along with Anil1 also. So as per your, just click on and do as per the system setup how it is there. Let me show you here. Firefighters is already opened, it is saying. Okay. Assign firefighter. Now it is, we are linking with the firefighter Anil1. Add, and then the firefighter ID is only one we have. FFID Anil1. Save it. So the linking is done with this ID also now. Anil1 is also linked to firefighter ID. So you have two IDs. Anil is linked to FFID Anil. Anil1 is also linked to FFID. Now first let me log in with Anil. And I started using the ID. So you have a logon tab here. You click on logon. Status is green. Yes. So log on. He entered the details. Now I'll enter incident. INCIDNT. Ticket. Incident means ticket, nothing but. the ticket number, and what T codes you want to perform. I want to perform SPRO. Just I'm giving the reason. Enter. So he is executing the command SPRO and he is busy using the T code. Anil. Now, parallelly, Anil 1 also, it is also linked to Anil 1 also. He will try to log in now. Anil 1. Here, he also executes the T code grac underscore EAM. Let us enter. Now you can see here status is red color for Anil 1 and logon is disabled. One thing, and one more information is FFID used by, it is also telling who is using that currently. Okay, clear so far?
If FFID is a service ID, both users can log in ID at the same time.
Pardon? Come again?
FFID is a service ID. FFID is
Yeah.
so that both the users can log into this ID, right, or not?
More users can log in, you are saying?
Yeah.
So it can be linked to multiple IDs, that's it, but more users cannot log in. So it is a reverse case. What you are saying is, for example, the one what we see in here is we have one firefighter, FF1, and we have another FF2. Let us treat we have two firefighter IDs, for example. FFID1, FFID2. So service ID is used for multiple dialog logons. So this would be the case. If one firefighter is linked to two firefighter IDs. So one of the use of service ID is multiple dialog logons. Same user can log in into system twice, multiple dialog logons. So that is the concept of service ID.
Okay.
But here, if they are multiple, now this is the case. Now only one user can use at a time. Clear, Nishan?
Yeah, clear.
Okay.
Sridhar, can you explain the first case again?
First case. Okay.
FF1 is the normal ECC user, right?
FF is a normal ECC user. Okay. So I linked the firefighter with two firefighter IDs. Anil is linked with FFID1 and FFID2 example. Okay. In this case, what you will find when Anil enters the T code grac underscore EAM, what would be the screen? Anyone?
So he'll be able to see two logons, or
Exactly.
I mean, how will
Yes. You have seen one entry right here, FFID Anil 1, right? You will see one more entry below, FFID Anil 2 or FFID 2 ECC client, and you have again another logon tab. Clear? So if you are linked with the 5 firefighter IDs, you will have 5 logon tabs. So same user can log in into system as 5 different people. So that's why we use the service ID is used for multiple dialog logons. That is the definition of service ID.
Basically, Sridhar,
Yeah.
actually the one person is required FFID for ECC, BI, CRM, SRM. That time it will be useful, right? So you can request all the FFIDs and it is centralized, so you can see all the FFID in the same stream. So
But
whichever system you want to log in, you can log in it,
exactly.
right?
So now FFID Anil is connected to ECC, right? You can connect in CRM system one more FFID, in BW system one more FFID. Like this, in multiple systems, you'll have multiple FFIDs can be connected.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
Right. So now one more important feature here is
How does
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Tell me.
How the setting is made? How the setting is made that if a user log into FFID, the other user will not be logging in.
I'm not clear with the question. Come again.
Suppose one user is using the FFID on it.
Yes, Anil
So
is
the
using
second
now.
user is logging in. The status is showing. Yeah. How that setting
Status
is made.
status is showing red color, right? Means he cannot use it.
Yeah.
And you can see beside FFID used by whom?
Anil.
Anil is using it. To whom this status is coming?
Yeah.
This is coming to Anil 1.
Okay.
Anil 1 is able to know who is using it now. Okay.
Okay.
Say for example, now a scenario has come. Anil 1 is a very urgency. He needs to access the firefighter. Okay. But Anil is using it. So here you have a tab called message. Okay. When he clicks to this message, he will type, you are about to send a following message to Anil. Are you sure you want to do that? User Anil1 wants to use firefighter ID. So this message will go to the Anil. This message goes to Anil now.
Okay.
Click on yes. Because we are logging into same users, right? I will get the message. I will myself get the message here now. In reality, the user gets the message, Anil gets the message, but here this is the message. User Anil1 wants to use a firefighter ID. Notify when you are done.
Okay. Once the Anil logs out, the notification will be sent to Anil.
No. It is saying notify when you are
Logged out
done.
of the FFID.
So here Anil1 is requesting, right?
Okay.
Anil1 wants to use the firefighter ID.
Yeah.
In this system, notify when you are done. This message is come to whom? This message has come to Anil actually.
Okay.
Because I am logged in as both Anil and as well as Anil1, I am seeing the message here.
Okay. So how he will notify to Anil1? Like once he finishes, the automatically
He will
any
ping
message
in
goes
his
to
local office communicator. That's it.
Okay.
There is no mechanism
Otherwise,
here in GRC.
okay.
Clear everyone regarding this message? So you can also send a message to the person who is using that. Sometimes people forget using firefighter ID, they don't log out and no other person can log in out. So in that case, we can send a message like this and we can intimate the person. There is a pop-up message on his screen coming up. So and so user wants to use this.
So is there no other way other than that means we faced an issue like user getting all the approvals for the firefighter and after while logging in it's showing this message. Is there any other way before raising a request for firefighter they can able to see whether this firefighter is using by someone or?
See, when you are linking here itself, I showed you there are two entries. There itself you can check it, right? When you are linking here, when you go to firefighter IDs.
No, if it is means automatic process and the owner approves through workflow,
Okay,
then
if
he
it
tries
is
to log in.
yes, exactly. If it is automatic process, the latest user will get the access, the remaining user will not get the access. So it overwrites basically.
So the other user who already logged in will be logged out.
Not logged out. His access would not be generally one day access will give you, right?
I'm just saying that on the same day if other user is trying to use.
See, trying to use is a different scenario. Requester is a different scenario.
Yeah, that
What
means
is your question?
he's trying to log in only.
What is your question? Login or requesting?
Login means he got all the approvals and he was trying to log in and its pop-up is coming up that is already used by some other user.
Okay, now you send a message like that. The one I have told you.
Okay. So
Where
no
are you
other
getting
way
the
before
message?
logging in.
Where are you getting the message? Is user is getting the message or you getting the message?
User is getting the message.
So then why are you bothered? Leave it. He will check it. That is their problem.
No, they'll come back to us only. This firefighter is already used by someone, and we have to use it for critical activity or
So
something.
just now I told you, right? Who is using it? There is a record here coming up. Here. You directly contact that person. Say this so-and-so user, you don't want to. They'll contact. Just your information is to give them. This Anil is using this ID. It is busy. Okay. So that is the reason what we do is for every team we create at least 3 or 4 IDs with the same access.
Yeah. But in our case, only the first one all the people will be using. So they have issue with we have taken all the approvals and went into the system, and then it's showing the message. And if you want to use the second one, again we need to raise other requests to EAM.
See, one time you have to educate them. So before raising a request to contact security team, we'll let you know which ID is free. So first time they
Yeah,
will do
that's
a
what we are
mistake,
doing. Yeah.
second time they will mistake, third time if still they are doing mistake, that is not our problem.
Okay.
So if the people, functional team people or a required person comes and contacts security team, out of 4 IDs, which ID is free, which ID is not linked to any firefighter, we will let them know.
Yeah. We use a some table for checking which ID is logged in.
Yeah. So based on that, he has to submit a request.
Okay.
Right.
Even though it is automated, the user has to come to the security team which FFID he has free. So we need to check, and then only he has to submit the FFID request.
Exactly. So
Right?
what happens is, see, owner is whenever he submits a request, there is an approval mail sent to owner, right?
Yes, correct.
Owner is aware of which ID is free, which ID is not free. Okay. True.
Okay. Yes.
So it is a responsibility of the owner to approve or reject, because if it is already used by so many people, he has to reject the request and ask them to raise a new request with a different ID.
Yeah. You can check the email if it is recently if anyone tried
Yes.
or not. You
He
can
has
check.
to keep the track of it. His duty is that he is paid for it.
Okay.
Whoever is the owner has to track which ID is used by whom and how many times. Every day he has to have a track every day. If he is approving means we don't have any problem. So this is, if it is automated, right, we don't do anything else in coming to EAM concept. The user raises a request, it is automatically approved, automatical assignment is done, he will log in. That's it. Security team has nothing to do in the EAM concept. It is fully automated. Clear, everyone?
Yes, Rita.
Right. So let's go now back and check how the logs are, where the logs are checked, and what are the other parameters related to this concept. Okay. So let me log out completely of the systems. Yeah. So now let us see the logs, how to check the logs of the user. So the logs are available under reports and analytics, especially all the reports, all the logs will be there here. Any reports related to any component. Under reports and analytics, go to emergency access management reports. Under that, firefighter log summary report. So I don't know whether this is been. Just let me write here. There is no topic here related to FF logs. Firefighter logs now. So this is available under NWBC. Then reports, reports and analytics. Under that, EAM reports, emergency access management reports. So under that, the first important report is FF log summary report. So click on this firefighter log summary report. So just enter the details like so now you know Anil has used the ID, or you do not know any details, like only you know the date. You know the date on which the firefighter ID is being used, and you want to know on that particular date who all used the firefighter ID. So based on different criteria you can search it. Firefighter log summary report. Okay, so in this system, just as a system name here now, so I want to know in this system ECC client 200 who all used the firefighter so far, or you can give a date also here. On this particular day, 19th June, who all used it, run in foreground. So it says FFID Anil has been used by same user Anil and Anil at different times. You can see here on 19/6/2017 at 17:37 and 17:30 time. Reason codes he had entered. First time he entered reason code as upgrade, and the T code what he's anticipated to perform is SU25. And second time when he entered the incident reason code, and then the reason code description incident 1 2 3 4 5. Activity description he entered SPRO. Now the most important one is session details. Session means what exactly user has done. This is what user entered while entering into firefighter. But session details will give you what exactly user has done. Click on the session details. So you can see the session details are not coming up here. So the reason, if the session details are not appearing or not visible in the system, then you need to run the sync job related to the, so there is a sync job related to firefighter logs. Maintain config, this is parameters, sync jobs, synchronization jobs. So here we have firefighter log sync. The connector name ECC client 200, run it in for background. So it has been scheduled. Now once the job is run, you can go and check the log back. SPM log sync update, it is running. Yeah, it is finishing now. Now you can go to back to the report. Firefighter log summary report. Just enter the system name, it's enough. Run in foreground. So these details we have already seen. Now click on session details. Anil, first time when he logged in using the reason code upgrade, what all T codes he executed. So you can see the record here now. What all T codes are really executed. So while entering, he said he will use SU25, but in reality he has used SU22, 24 and 25. And the most important thing is terminal. The terminal where he has executed it. Terminal means the physical system. It is a laptop or a desktop or in office location or a different location. The computer name basically. Terminal stands for. From which terminal, what transaction, what date and time he executed. Clear so far? Whereas second time when he logged in, let us check that session details. Second time login. Then only one T code was executed, just SPRO. Okay. Clear anyone? Any doubts here? So this log will be sent to the controller. Whatever the log we have seen, this log will be sent to the controller. There are other reports like reason code and activity report. Just you will get the reason codes. Transaction log and session details is same as the one we have seen now. ECC system run in foreground. So this is a transaction log. So Anil, at what time, date, what reason code he has entered, what transactions he has used, what reason code descriptions, etc., etc. Complete list of T codes. So in different formats the reports are there actually here. One on the same. Clear everyone so far?
So before logging in, we need to mention all the T codes which we wanted to use.
Yeah. No, generally if it is better if you mention them, or controller, there is a chance for a controller to question you.
Okay.
Controller comes and asks you, see in the report while you entering you gave only one T code, but actually you have used 3 T codes. What is the reason? So
Yeah,
if you,
so I heard from my colleague, like in other company,
hmm,
they terminated the employee because he not given justification that why other T code has been used, which is not mentioned. So is that a
obviously,
serious offense?
yes, obviously, right? So first of all, firefighter is a very critical access. You should use it very alertly and only for a specific purpose only. So if you are using it, only if you have a strong reason, use it, and then you should be able to explain why you have used it. If you don't have a reason to explain and you have used it, what is the meaning of it?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't have a reason for what purpose you have used it, it means you have just used it for a playing purposes, or you for a wrong reason you have used it. So that would be the cause of termination. Yes, it would be. It could be it can lead to termination also. Clear everyone? So whatever the logs we have seen now, so these logs will be sent to the controller in the form of a notepad file. Okay, because in the notification sector we have selected as an email. While defining the controller, their notification by email we have selected. Clear so far? Right. Now some other theoretical concepts. Just it takes 10 minutes. Okay. Now I am saying there is a never assign SAP all to the FFID. So anyone can tell you the reason why? Never assign SAP underscore all to firefighter ID.
So the whoever get the firefighter access, right? So they will be having all the roles access, all the transaction code access.
Yes.
If it is SAP underscore all get assigned.
Yeah, that is a problem. And okay, see, if he has all the T codes access, not a problem. Only when he uses them is a problem, right? But if you assign SAP all to every firefighter ID, there is no need of creating multiple firefighter IDs. Correct? Like this.
Yeah.
Basis team separate firefighter IDs, finance team separate firefighter IDs, need not create them. You can just create 10 IDs. 10 IDs can be used by any team. So team wise you need not create them now when you assign SAP all. So then why we should not assign SAP all to firefighter ID? Anyone else? So when we assign SAP all to firefighter ID, what happens? Logs are generated for each and every T code. FFID controller is not interested in review of the logs for daily user T codes. Hence only critical T codes access should be assigned to FFID. Even using SU23, SU53, SU56, ST01, SU01, PFCG. So whatever the transactions he uses using that FFID, the log will be generated and that log will be sent to the controller. So every day he will get a log. Every minute he will get a log because every user will be using some T code in his daily life. Right? So the purpose of the firefighter ID concept gets failed basically. The controller will be frustrated to receive so many logs. Unnecessary logs are created because he will be using the normal, he can use the normal T codes also. So the normal T codes should not be assigned to the firefighter ID. Only critical transactions should be assigned to the firefighter ID. Clear everyone? Right. Now coming to the parameters related to this concept. So what is the path for parameters? Yes, anyone? Path for the parameters.
So that is
Yeah.
maintain SPRO, right? SPRO, go to SPRO and maintain
SPR or maintain configuration settings.
configuration.
SPRO, then
Go to general settings.
GRC, access control,
access control,
and
maintain
maintain configuration.
configuration settings.
Yeah.
So the most important parameter is first one, 4000. So 4000 will decide what application type. That is, if you put 1, it is ID based, role based concept we discussed earlier. So there are two types of concept, ID based and role based. So by default there will be 1 means ID based. If you don't want ID based, if you want to go to 2, that will be role based. So 4000
So for
parameters decides which is the what type of firefighter training concept.
so Sridhar, for role based, there is no concept of reason code and all.
Role based, maybe I guess. No, actually you enter the T code, right? So you have to enter a separate T code for it also again. So
Yeah, which you mentioned. Yes, yes.
with this T code, when you enter, then it will ask you.
Okay.
Right. So the next second important parameter is 4001. 4001 is default firefighter validity period. So here 30 days is there. That is the reason we have seen the validity as 30 days. You have to define it as 1 here. So remove this and keep it as 1 day. So that is accepted. So most of the companies, all companies have to follow 1 day only. So 4000, 4001. The next important parameter is 4010. The role which has to be assigned to every firefighter ID. And the next important parameter is not available here. that is which decides which type of concept, firefighter centralized concept or decentralized concept. So that is 4015 parameter. So 4015 parameter will come from support pack 10 onwards. So the support pack of this system is 8 here. It is 8, support pack level 8. So from 10 and above onwards, you will get the support pack 10 and above, you will get the parameter 4015. When you get the 4015 parameter, that parameter value will decide what type of concept is centralized or decentralized.
So right now this is 14 is a parameter which will decide.
No, there is no parameter at all. So initially when GRC 10 was launched, there is no concept of decentralized. By default, only centralized was active.
Okay, I got it. Yeah.
Later, they introduced decentralized concept. There is a reason behind that. Because we have some disadvantages associated with the centralized concept. See, this is the disadvantages of centralized concept. Why? When GRC system is down, FF concept cannot be used in any plugin system. Just imagine if GRC is down. You cannot log in into any system here using the centralized concept. True or false?
Yeah, that is right.
So when this was introduced, when they proposed only there will be centralized concept, when people started using it, clients reported back whenever GRC system was down, they cannot use the firefighter ID. So then they decided, let us also introduce decentralized, and from support pack 10 onwards, they have introduced the decentralized concept, and that is controlled by a parameter 4015 parameter.
Okay.
So if you are able to find 4015 parameter, you should be at least support pack level 10 and above, or you should be in 10.1. And second important disadvantage is all the users whoever exist in plugin systems should also exist in GRC system. Unnecessarily, they have to exist in GRC. If there are 10,000 users, all the 10,000 users should exist in GRC. If there are 50,000 users in your client, all 50,000 users should exist in GRC. And should, because they have to log in through centralized GRC system. So because of these disadvantages, what we have is centralized. So they introduced decentralized also in support pack 10 and onwards, and parameter 4015 was launched from support pack 10 and above. Earlier to that, only centralized concept is available by default. So these are the four important parameters. 4000 is ID based or role based. 4001 is default firefighter validity period. 4010 is a role to be assigned, and 4015 is centralized or decentralized. And one more hint here is 4000 series is related to EAM. Just blindly you can remember, if the parameter starts with 4000, that's it, 4000 series, entire 4000 series is related to, see here, all the parameters will start with 4000, and then from 4000 to 4015, all the parameters are related to EAM only. No other component is there between. Clear everyone?
Most of the projects, do they prefer centralized or decentralized?
They are preferring only centralized only.
Okay. But decentralized has more advantages when compared to centralized, right?
Decentralized
Because
in what way?
like the end user logging in the plugin system instead
Yeah,
of GRC.
that is the only advantage we have. Otherwise, no other advantage.
But how we
But
can eliminate this problem actually? That is the issue. Like if I go for centralized concept
hmm,
during the GRC system downtime, also the firefighter ID need to work, because generally we create firefighter ID for the emergency access purpose, right?
correct. Hmm.
So if the GRC system is down for 1 day or 2 days, During that time, if there is a firefighter critical access which is really required for the business, right?
Hmm.
So we cannot say that it is GRC is not available. We cannot provide.
Correct.
So we have to provide. So is that possible? Like we can replicate the firefighter ID, whatever is there in GRC, it's
Hmm.
also to be in the backend system. Due to that, some of the emergency time like GRC is down,
Hmm.
so that can be used for that. Is that way?
You're saying one more ID you need to create in the plugin system.
Not exactly one more ID. This is
Hmm.
basically it's a replication of ID should also exist in ECC. I mean, which means that the firefighter ID, whatever we are creating in GRC.
Okay, I'll tell you what we have
Uh,
followed in that case. So when GRC was down, what we did is we gave the password of the firefighter ID in the ECC system to the user, end user.
okay.
Instead of logging with the normal ID, he just logs in with the firefighter ID.
Okay.
But again, you will not get the logs and all those details. May not be possible.
Okay.
So in that criticals means that is an emergency because GRC is down. We cannot link the firefighter ID with the firefighter. So in that case, we'll take manual approvals. So even approvals also down, right? When GRC is down, everything is down. Automation complete is down. So we'll
Correct.
take a approval in mail from owner and we'll provide the password of that firefighter ID to the user directly. So user will directly log in into ECC using that firefighter ID password and he will perform the activity. So
So anyway, this is
exceptions have to be there because to meet this unforeseen conditions like this.
right. So okay. Anyway, this is like something like very rare situation only.
Exactly,
GRC
because
may not
see,
be down.
GRC is down means everything will be down.
So
Your access request will be down, risk analysis will be down, nothing can be done. So they give
right.
utmost priority for GRC system.
Okay.
And basically, every client they should have some policy, right? If GR system is down, what is the next process to be followed? They have some process, right?
Yeah,
So they will follow that process.
yeah, they will
If
have
any
some
manual,
process generally, but we will not face that situation, such situation generally. So generally, if they want to bring down the GRC system, they'll do it on a weekends, Saturday, Sunday, or some day when the load is not heavy, and we can send a communication to everyone. Do not use any system because GRC system is down. Okay, right. So moving ahead, one more. Just I want to discuss with you. So I said for every team we will have dedicated IDs. So FFID basis one will have critical T codes of basis. FFID finance one will have critical T codes access of finance. So if you assign a basis ID firefighter ID to finance person, he cannot do anything because the owner and the controller will be of their particular stream only. So the owner and controller should be from basis side. Owner and control of these IDs should be from finance side. They cannot review the other T codes, right? So the owner of finance team cannot review the T codes of basis. So for every team there should be dedicated firefighter IDs and only critical T codes of that team should be assigned to that firefighter ID. So in some clients what I have seen is some clients have dedicated FFID to every user in the organization. Like I have user 1, there will be FF underscore user 1. User 2 will have FF underscore user 2. User 3 FF underscore user 3. And that is continuously assigned, no short-term basis. The firefighter ID will be continuously linked with U1 all through the year. Whenever U1 will be doing his normal duties, whenever user wants to execute some critical T code, he will jump into firefighter and he will use that critical T code. Log will be generated and that will be sent to the controller. So SAP all should not be assigned. We discussed all this already. Daily user T code should not be assigned to FFID especially. There is no use of creating separate ID stream-wise. Unnecessary logs will be generated and it is difficult for controller to monitor. He will lose interest in reviewing the logs. Advantages of this firefighter concept. Tracking the usage of critical T codes. Minimize the total risk count in the organization. How will you minimize the total risk count? Because no user will have access to critical T codes. So when user does not have access to critical T codes, obviously the risk count will decrease. Those are the advantages of firefighter concept. And coming to ID based and role based concept, which is preferable option? Okay, I'll send you the documents related to clear ID based and role based, but I'll just introduce you to disadvantage of role based. What is the disadvantage? And why people are not using this role based concept? Okay, so
It's better to go ID based.
yeah, it is better to go to ID based. Why? Reason is what? Is, say in this diagram, a normal user exists in ECC and normal role is assigned to him, and to the same normal user ID only we assign the FF role. So in total, a normal user during that one day will have access to both normal T codes and firefighter roles, both. Complete access, daily user T codes and firefighter roles, both. So now when this user executes the command, he is not aware that T code is a part of normal role or the T code is a part of FF role. User is not aware from where the T code is coming from, whether from normal role or FF role. But he will be able to execute the T code on that particular 2 days or 1 day. Whereas in ID based, normal user is different, FFID is different. So with a normal user, when he logs in, he cannot do it. But when with firefighter ID, he logs in through that centralized concept or ID based, he can execute the T code. So there is a clear segregation. He cannot hear and he can hear. Here, he cannot before assignment, he can after assignment. But after assignment, there is no clarity from where the T code is coming from. After assigning a firefighter role to the normal user, there is no clarity with the user, or there is no
Does that give the issue for the auditing or monitoring perspective also?
exactly. See, I have seen in one of the client what happened is there are some critical T codes executed by the T code by the user. Okay.
Mhm.
So when he used the critical T codes, obviously a report is generated and it went to controller. Controller came and questioned the user. Why did you use these T codes? Then the user started saying, I never know that is a part of critical role or FF role.
Okay.
Valid point or not?
Yeah, that is valid point. He may not be aware actually, right?
They are
He
not
may not.
aware which is a part of firefighter role or which is a part of normal role.
Correct.
So that is a very problematic for controllers, and that is also the people can also misuse that particular thing. So for that purpose, they are not using the role-based concept. Every company is using for ID-based. So in role-based, user is not aware, or you can say not conscious. Is a part of normal role or FF role. User is not aware or not conscious of the T code used is a part of normal role or FF role. So some people start misusing it. Clear, everyone? Okay. So we are done with the concept of EAM. So I'll be sending you docs more than this, like more than this in the sense. I have some other documents related to if a decentralized concept is used, how the login will be there, how the screens, some little change in the configuration because there is some new parameter introduced in decentralized 4010 onwards, support pack 10 onwards, and there will be extra sync job also introduced when support pack 10 and onwards, and especially in decentralized concept. So that information is all gathered in one document. That document I'll send it to you. So just read that document. If you have any doubts, let me know so that we'll discuss further in the document. And also advantages of role-based, ID-based, advantages of centralized, decentralized. It explains about you, that complete document will explain you that more about in detail.
Sridhar, also regarding rule set backup, we thought that okay, we'll have a document, right?
Yeah, have you tried it, doing it?
No, because the system was down for 2 days, right, on Saturday and
Exactly.
Sunday. So
Now it is up. So you can try it today. So give me some time before completion of class. I'll prepare and I'll give it.
okay, Sridhar, I was just reminding.
Yeah, no problem.
And ARA, right? ARA, the parameter did we reviewed Sridhar everything? Like I think probably need to
No, I did not
go.
discuss each and every parameter. Just you can search by category. So you will, they are self-explanatory, because I discussed only important parameters like firefighter mitigation related. If you go to risk analysis,
Mhm.
so if you say this one, for example, consider arg rules for other applications, connector for which objects may be maintained case sensitive. Let me explain this one. Default report type for risk analysis 1023. So search for 1023 here. 1023 in this list. It is not there actually. 1023. Okay. So when I open risk analysis page, user level, you can see here what is the risk level here. Critical. Why it is critical by default? Because of parameter. And here format is summary. Why? Because of parameter. Type is risk permission level because of parameter. You can change them, all of them here. If you want something else as default, you can change all of them. These are parameters related to that. So default risk analysis. Now default risk analysis, default risk level. Instead of I'll put it here, let us say medium. So now when you open, you will see medium. I'm keeping medium here, 0. Next, one more parameter, 10 default rule set. So I'll put my client rule set value. Oh, we have only global here. We don't have now because system is formatted. And another one I'll put for default user type, default risk level. Risk level we have report type 1023. So report type, I'm selecting critical action level, not permission level now. So now you save them. So like this, you can just check on your own.
Okay.
Now you go and open the page, risk analysis page. So now you have critical report type is permission level and risk level is medium, critical. So whatever I have defined as default will appear now in the report when you open this risk analysis page. So I'm discussing only the important ones which could be asked in interview point of view. So remaining you can go through on your own. See here, risk level medium, rule set global, user type dialog, type is action level, not permission level now. So like this, include mitigated risks, that can also by default if you want you can put it according to parameter. Consider arg rules. Offline data already I discussed the parameter 1027 parameter. So almost they'll be related to the screens what we have seen already. So just go through them. If you have any doubt, I will discuss more about that.
Sure, thank you. And Sridhar, did you get that? The Excel sheet which I sent you, the screenshot for the
Yeah, yeah.
migration.
I'll
So is
discuss
that
with you. I'll discuss with you in offline regarding that.
okay? Okay.
I think you might have understood all the concepts whatever we have there in that sheet, right? You might at least by after our course, you must have understood what are the contents in that. Is there any difference before the course and after the course? Have you find any difference seeing the Excel sheet?
No, no, no. The Excel sheet which I sent you know that one I'm asking about
Yeah, that's what I'm
migration.
saying. So before
Okay.
your course started, you might have seen the Excel
Uh-huh.
sheet, right?
Yeah.
After starting the
Now,
course, you are again seeing the Excel sheet. Do you find any difference there?
yeah, there are configuration things I need to include actually.
Okay.
Uh,
So you find, so whatever the post installation steps, whichever we have discussed already there in your Excel sheet, I guess.
yeah, yeah, it is there actually.
Yes. So only wherever rule set part comes, there is a lot of change, like it comes under for, what is that?
No, the thing is, global rule set only the existing system has actually. 5.3 also we have only global rule set.
Okay.
So the new system also we are going to configure only global rule set. There is no customized rule set
Exactly.
configuration.
So only there will be change in the area part only. Remaining all will be no changes, like firefighter concepts. So whatever we are discussing now, we have to do the same thing. Except
Hmm.
ARA, they are just upgrading that. So that will be just changes will be there through migration tool. You are migrating, right? There is a tool, migration
Yeah,
tool. So using that
yeah,
tool, they do it.
yeah, yeah. We implemented migration tool and we exported the data also already.
Okay.
The sandbox we prepared. Yeah.
Hmm. So when you exported the data, have you seen that the same data is coming there, right?
Yeah, yeah. We right now what I did only imported the configuration data.
Hmm.
Some of the application data and transactional data I cannot import in 10.1. That's what the guide says.
Uh,
So
See, master data like rule set, risks,
master data,
functions, you are able to download, correct?
yeah,
Migrate.
yeah. Those things not yet imported RAR, RA or data and all, but right now I am in the phase of exporting it. Export is done already.
Okay.
So after the export, what I did 10.1, I am setting up the new system, right? So I
Hmm.
am doing all the configuration of 10.1.
Okay.
So once the configuration is done, then only I can import all the master data and the rules and everything.
Okay. Fine. No problem. See, if you when you complete this complete project, right, you will feel like doing new implementation is better than migrating because there is no advantage of migrating at all. No time is saved at all.
Hmm.
You have to almost
Yeah,
redo.
workflow,
You have to almost redo everything.
correct. So the workflow and all, we are not exporting and importing. We are going to create a new,
Yes.
exactly same, right? That's what we are
Because
doing.
completely changed, right? In 5.3 to 10, 10.1, the terminology has changed. Naming conventions, naming maximum naming length have been changed.
Correct.
So a lot of things are changes. So that is the reason always people prefer going for fresh implementation rather than migrating.
Mm.
Okay.
Let's see.
So
I'm doing it sandbox and see the testing how it goes.
okay.
So
So I'll check it once again. I'll ping you, right, regarding any
sure,
changes you want to include there. Okay.
yeah.
Right. So shall we close session
Thank you.
today? Any doubts before closing? Right. So thanks everyone. See you same time tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.